Where's the one that says the girl's name on the side? Oh no.
Right here. What do you think? Does it work? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, and welcome back. Thank you for joining us at Fruitful Communities. My name is Sarah, and here today we have Constable Vito Padano from the Toronto Peel Region Police.
Peel, yeah. Not Toronto.
Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thank you. Here at our workshops, we like to start off with an icebreaker. Also to engage the audience here watching us live. So my question to you and everyone at home is, what personal safety habit, what advice were you given when you were a child that it's always stuck with you and you've always done?
Never talk to strangers. That's the one that everybody grows up with, right? It's one of those things that you grow up and especially I grew up in downtown Toronto, so there's a lot of people within the city, and never talk to strangers, and when in danger, just run for help. So that's the thing that stuck with me for my whole life. I still don't talk to strangers.
Yeah?
No one's a stranger to me anymore, so I'm all friendly with people, so.
That's true. Yeah, I think for me it would be the buddy system. We learned that back in the school, is to, if you're going out to a parking lot or somewhere and you're alone, it's good to have someone with you.
Yeah, that's true, absolutely. And that will be part of our presentation here today as well, too.
Yeah?
Yep, so you'll see that in our presentation today.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into that, I'd like to know a little bit more about you. So you've been working for the Peel Regional Police for about 30 or 25 years now?
Almost 25. Yep, actually, my anniversary day will be in 3 days.
In 3 days?
3 days. December
Really?
16, 98 is when I first started on the job here.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah. Wow. Gonna go for another 5 more?
5 more, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Nice.
I got 2 teenage daughters. One's not a teenager anymore. She's in second year university. So I gotta pay for their education. So,
oh yeah,
so it might be a little longer than I thought.
You started off as a police patrol officer, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. How long did you do that for? About?
I was patrol for about almost 2 years, and then once I finished that, I decided to try something new. The best part about being in the police force is that you can, adventure and try different units and bureaus within the organization. As long as you're motivated to get to that area, it's great to experiment with, right? So I joined the bicycle unit, and I did 2 years of that, and I had a lot of fun doing that. Engage with the community. Like, we were doing community engagement before it became a big thing that it is now. Like right now, our biggest focus is community safety and well-being, and we like to engage with the community. But when we were on the bicycles, that's all we were doing, is engage with the community, because our job was to make sure that the community, we were out there patrolling the parks, and that we would have fun. We would stop and play with the kids and play some basketball with the kids or join some activities with the kids. So I had a lot of fun doing that, and I had a lot of good. I guess the best highlight of my bicycle years was in 2002 when the Pope came to Toronto for World Youth Day. and we were part of that. We were, I guess, Toronto Police wanted our help with some of the events, so we got to go and participate in some of the World Youth Day events, and that's where you met a lot of people that day. So.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Is that what got you to engage in support community things nowadays?
Yes.
To the crime
Yeah.
prevention?
Yes,
unit?
and like I said, over the years, through my career, I've been part of I went to the homicide bureau for a bit. Once I did a little bit of that, I was a detective in the CIB for a bit. But I would say generally most of my career I spent in the traffic unit. So I spent a good chunk of it. I would say about 15 years of my career in the traffic unit. I did issue a lot of tickets.
Oh yeah.
I would say.
But deserved tickets.
Yeah, about 20,000 tickets to be in around there. So, but they were all well-deserved tickets. And, I was fair with everyone. And if anybody's out there that I issued you a ticket, I'm not going to apologize because obviously I stopped you for a reason. But I hope you learn from your mistakes at that point. So, and then once I finished the working in the traffic unit, I joined Crime Prevention Services. I wanted to be out there more in the community to educate, everything that the public is not aware of sometimes, right? Things like personal safety, frauds and scams. We would go to those high schools and educate young people about human trafficking, drug education, social media awareness. To get these young minds aware of what's going on now before they start leading the pathway to a bad direction. Right, so that's why we want to get into high schools in grade 9 and start talking to these kids about all these, the what ifs, let's say, right? So as long as we guide them in the right path, then hopefully they can take our advice. So because a lot of people have not had an officer come speak to them, and they don't know what the rules are or what the consequences are. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember police officers coming to my schools when I was younger, and I actually really remember their presentations. Some of the things stuck, so
Yep.
I think it was important that they
You know what,
around.
and that's our goal, is to make it stick.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't help but notice that you also worked in the homicide unit.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
How long did you do that for?
It wasn't a long stint. It was probably about a year.
Yeah.
It was just for me to just educate myself and expand my horizons in there. So we worked on a couple of homicide cases, which were two of them. Both were successful in terms of catching the bad guy.
Oh, nice.
Arrest them and putting them in jail. So good success story there.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Wow. So I guess your favorite, or not, one of the most memorable ones would have to be teaching about personal safety.
Yep.
So I'm glad that you're here talking to us about personal safety.
And especially when we talk to people about personal safety, not just young people, but seniors as well too. I mean, it's a horizon that spans from young youths right to seniors. And like I said, throughout my presentation, you'll see a lot of similarities and why we should learn about personal safety and remind ourselves about personal safety.
Great. Well, thanks. I'm really looking forward to learning.
Well, I'm looking forward to presenting. So, do you want me to begin?
Yeah.
So,
sure.
usually when I discuss about personal safety, we talk about things that we do that we get complacent with, right? Because we do things every day. And you know what, we say nothing happens and everything's okay, so we keep doing it over and over, not thinking of your own personal safety, right? So a lot of stuff that we protect ourselves with is common sense, and that's what we use in today's world. Is we have to use common sense, because if you don't have common sense, then you don't realize what you're doing is wrong or right? But what I'm going to explain to you about what a crime is and how I define what a crime is. So we talk about this crime triangle, and you see it behind me here in the crime triangle right here. You'll see that this triangle has 3 sides to it. It's got opportunity, criminal desire, and a victim. Those 3 elements create a crime. But generally, I'm going to ask you a question. If I were to take out one of these elements to reduce or maybe eliminate crime, which one would you reduce or take out?
What would I reduce? I would try to reduce the opportunity.
Absolutely. And that's the correct answer.
It is. Okay.
And the reason why I say that, and why do you say opportunity?
Well, because without opportunity, then a crime is less likely to take place. I feel like that's the beginning. If you open opportunity, then anything can
That's
happen.
exactly the way it is. You cannot give a criminal the opportunity to take advantage of you. Because what happens is the criminal has the opportunity, which creates the desire for him to commit a crime. Then he commits the crime, there's a victim involved, and there's a triangle right there. And a lot of it we do without even thinking. For example, when you left your house this morning, did you lock your door?
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't want anyone to come into my house.
So you reduce the opportunity.
Yes.
So there'll be no criminal desire. Hopefully there'll be no break-ins today,
Hopefully.
and you won't be a victim.
Yes.
Or people drive their cars. Usually when you walk away from your car, you lock your car, so make sure that no one breaks into your car. So again, that triangle is there for a reason. It's common sense, right? But people sometimes forget, and sometimes people give, I guess, the thief the opportunity by, I'm just going to go down the street. I don't need to lock my door. Oh, I'm pumping gas at the gas station. How many times have you pumped gas? How many times do you lock your car when you pump gas?
I actually lock my car every time I walk away from it. But I know a lot of people don't.
Most people don't.
Yeah.
Most people just get out of their car, leave their purse in the car, especially, my wife's infamous for this as well too, right? But leave their purse in the car, just take out the car that they need, go to the pump. As they're standing at the pump, watching, the price going higher and higher as you pump every day, they don't realize that someone can be opening the door on the other side and stealing your purse. Or even better, if you have to go inside the kiosk, leave your car unlocked. Some people even leave it running. And that's the big thing with what's happening now. Now that it's getting cold, what do people mostly do when it's cold before they go to work in the morning with their cars?
They turn on their cars and maybe go back inside and wait for it to warm up.
Yeah. So we call that warm-up theft, right? So what happens there is that people leave the keys in the car running, they go inside, only 1 minute, I'll be right back. But nowadays, it's very popular and the numbers are high in terms of cars getting stolen because of that. And what'd you do? You give them the opportunity. Right? So that's what it is. So if we eliminate the opportunity, crime is reduced, right? Common sense.
I feel like maybe sometimes people do it often and then nothing happens, so they'll go, oh, nothing will happen this time.
Complacent. That's what it is. It's complacency. So. Like the card says, like the American Express, never leave home without it. Don't leave home without the common sense, right? So, all right. So now we're going to talk about a program that we have in Peel. I'm sure most other jurisdictions have this program, but at peelpolice.ca webpage, we have this crime mapping feature. And what this feature is, it's an updated information on basically knowing what crime is happening in your community. So the easiest way to get there is if you visit our webpage here, you go to the top in the community, and then the next screen will show you right behind me here is the crime mapping button. If you click that button there, it brings you to the page. Now, we've just updated it. Like this is how things change on a daily basis, right? So we just updated our crime mapping page. So basically, this will show you what has happened in the last 7 and last 30 days in your community. So we illustrate things like homicides, robberies, break and enters, auto thefts from autos, and mischief. So if you look at the previous map before, you see it's all bunched up because you think the region of Peel, like if you look at the map here, you think that we're a disaster here in Brampton, Mississauga, right? It's because it's zoomed out, right? But once you zoom in closer into your community, you can figure out what crimes are happening in your community. So this is a great tool for a few reasons. Maybe you plan on moving to a new community. Anyone know what the crimes in the new community? So what you do is you go to this map. Hey, let's see what break and enter is happening in this community. And you say, oh, maybe there's only 1 or 2 in the last 30 days. That's common. It's not a big deal. But if you see a lot of them, maybe you might consider, changing, neighborhoods. But also, even for yourself to think of, how to protect yourself. If there are a lot of break and enters happening in your area, how am I going to protect myself? What am I going to do to prevent a break and enter from happening in my residence, right? So that's why this crime mapping is a great feature that you can use just to make sure that you're aware of what's happening in your community.
Nice. Yeah, I actually did check out this page,
Yeah.
and I looked at the crime in the area,
So
and a little bit of break-ins. But yeah, you can actually check if you want to see like the week or like the 2 weeks or like the month or
you
stuff.
can
So
go
it
up
was
to
really
30
interesting.
days. So, like I said, this is an older version, but our new version is even more interactive and much more visibly attractive to you. So now, this is where we're going to get more into the personal safety part here, right? So I don't know how many people live in houses or apartments. This is mostly for single dwelling houses. But the question I'm going to ask, do you live in a house or an apartment?
I live in a house.
Okay. So if someone comes to your door and knocks at 7 o'clock in the evening, do you answer it?
No, I'm actually notorious for not answering my door.
Do you acknowledge the door knock?
No, I'll actually usually look at a window, but I like where they can't see me,
Yeah.
just so I can see. And
So
then I call
you're
my dad.
hiding yourself. You're probably doing like a stealth ninja move, probably to make sure that you're not seen.
I like to think that, yeah.
Is that what you do, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I
here's
don't turn the light on inside
and
either.
don't turn. Okay,
Yeah.
so all wrong, all wrong,
All wrong,
all
really?
wrong. Absolutely, right?
Why?
So the answer is that most break and enters that occur is a result of the thief will come to your house at the beginning, knock on the door. If you're not home, he'll come back a few minutes later, knock again. If he realizes you're not home, that's his opportunity to come in and break in your house knowing that there's nobody home.
Okay.
So the question is, do you respond to a door knock? And the answer from now on is going to be
Yes.
okay. So, but I'm not going to say open the door.
Open the door,
I'm
yeah.
not going to say it because don't forget, a door is a door. It's not soundproof. It's not bulletproof. If you speak, you can actually hear through the door, right? So you don't have to actually open the door to acknowledge that you're home, but just say, hello, can I help you? That's all you have to say. Now that person knows that someone is home. They may say, oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong house, or they may try and sell you something, but now they know someone's home. They're going to think twice now before breaking into your house.
No matter who, like even if it was a kid saying that or something, they wouldn't
Doesn't
think it was
matter
a vulnerable.
as long as someone's
Okay.
home.
Okay. I
Because
didn't know that.
you realize that 54% of break-ins happen right through the front door because all they do is they know nobody's home. They'll kick the front door and help themselves in. You can see on the stats here, it shows that 54% is front doors, and then it was 12% is windows, 7% patio doors, 9% side doors, and 10% garage, right? But our focus is in the front door. So this is where we have to use objects and items that are available to us to see who's at the front door. So, do you have a peephole on your front door?
No.
Okay.
No, just a window.
Just a window. So what we usually tell people is that if you can install a peephole, because at least you could see who's, as you're speaking through the door, you can see who's at the door. Right? Some people invest in video cameras that are like a doorbell video camera. So if someone knocks on your door, the doorbell rings, it goes to your phone. You don't even have to be home. But those are the best part about those video doorbells is that you don't even have to be home. You can be wherever in the world, and someone rings your doorbell. You can actually answer your doorbell with your phone and communicate back and forth, as if you're home.
And communicate.
And communicate.
Oh wow.
So they don't know if you're home, and all you have to say is, "Sorry, I can't come to the door. I'm busy right now." So they don't know if you're home, if you're in the United States, or if you're across the street.
Oh wow.
Right. So people, I got one in my own house, and I use it all the time. Right. It gives you a heads up too, because some people don't ring the doorbell. Some people just knock on the door. Well, these video doorbells have motion sensors. So as soon as someone approaches the door, it automatically sends you a message on your phone saying, "Hey, there's someone at your front door." So at least you have a heads up that someone's there, whether they ring the doorbell or not.
So even if they don't ring the doorbell
Even if
or
they don't ring
knock,
the
they
doorbell-
just walk up and look. You
Yeah.
know that someone's
You know
there.
that's going on. It's all on your phones, being alert on your phone. So
Nice.
again, these are the technology's out there. We just got to take advantage of it. And I get a lot of seniors are not senior savvy, but I'm sure they have young children or grandchildren that can help them out, because this is an easy install. You don't have to be a technician. Some of them are battery operated, so you don't have to have like wires running through your house and all that. So they're very easy to install. So like, do a little bit of research on that. Some people put those little latches on their doors or those little chains on their doors. Have you seen those before?
Yeah.
I wouldn't rely on those.
Mhm.
They're not 100% effective because it doesn't take much for me to, once the door's open that 1 inch or 2 inches, and you're going to rely on that chain, it doesn't take much for someone to push the door and knock those screws right out of the wall, right? Because they're not 100% bulletproof. So some people use them as a mindset security, but I wouldn't use it as a way of checking who's at the front door.
Mhm.
So that's why I said just be wary about that. If someone comes to the door and they start questioning, oh, I'm looking for so and so, and you say, sorry, that person live here. Yeah, but I was told that they live here. So they're pretty much insistent on you opening the door.
Mhm.
This is the point where you might have to call the police and say, listen, and it's not an emergency, so we only use 911 as an emergency number, obviously, for true emergencies. This is not an emergency yet because all the person is doing is not moving from your house, like a trespasser almost.
Mhm.
But if the guy starts kicking your door, I'm gonna say person because now it's not just guys anymore. If a person starts kicking your door, I would call 911 because now it's potentially can be a home invasion at this point. So again, emergency situation now. But if it's not at that point, then call the police, tell the dispatcher, listen, there's someone in my house that doesn't want to leave. Please, can you send a police officer to escort this person off my property? So those are some of the recommendations we're talking to you about.
So it's important to have the police
Yeah.
number.
And I think it was just on the last screen there, it was 905-453-3311. So that's the non-emergency number that we use for appeal police.
Thank you.
Now, the other thing is when people come to your door, now there's rules about people coming to your door. So on March 1st, 2018, a new rule came into effect where no one is allowed to come to your house and sell you something at your door that you don't invite anymore. So before it used to be like a gas company or a hydro company used to come to your door and try to set you to a fixed rate and trying to lure you into a certain price and then they get a certain cut of it. Well, now they're not allowed to come to your door and sell you anything anymore. It's against the law, Ontario law. So as a result, that is protecting a lot of seniors because a lot of seniors were getting sucked into this, oh, I get to only pay this much a month. That's pretty good because now the prices are high. So seniors, and my mother-in-law was a victim of that as well too, is that they'll end up signing paperwork and now they're committed. So this law also protects the seniors as well too by having a 10-day grace period. So what I mean that if a senior does sign a stupid contract, that person wasn't supposed to be there, but they ended up being there, they sign a contract, they get up to 10 days for that contract to be null and void if they have to. Because all of a sudden the senior will go to their children and say, hey, listen, I just signed up with this company. And they're like, no, don't do that. So they're trying to get back, so they have that grace, which is great. So it's there to protect them.
Yeah.
The only people that are allowed to come to your door are charities and during election time, candidates for an election. Those are the only people that are allowed to come to your door. So if anybody else comes to your door asking you for money or sign up for a program, rather if it's gas, hydro, telecommunications, you can kindly ask them to leave and say, listen, you're not supposed to be here. The law says you're not supposed to be here. Same situation. If they don't leave and they're insistent on coming in or talk to you and all that, if you don't leave, I'm going to call the police on you. Again, non-emergency number, the police gets contacted. So that's how we've managed to protect everyone, but again, more for our seniors. So good law to come into effect. Now, let's see here. A lot of people that will come to your house don't underestimate that the identification that they have is real.
Yes.
Anybody can create any sort of identification online. I can create an ID that looks like I'm from working for Rogers or Bell or Enbridge or whatever company's out there, and say, hey, listen, I'll show you my tag. I work for this company, right? I usually, and it's funny because I still have people come to my house trying to sell me some internet service, and I usually tell them, listen, thanks for the offer, but I'll just go online or call myself, and that's what I usually do is I call myself to confirm that they have these sales. Because sometimes, nowadays people are looking for sales. So that's what I do is I'll call online. So that's some tips about responding to your door knocks. So what are you gonna do from now on? Every time a doorbell rings or a door knocks at any time of the day,
I will respond.
respond, acknowledge. That's what you
Acknowledge.
gotta do.
Yeah.
You don't have to like open the door, right? So,
Mhm.
so the other topic we're gonna talk about now is when we're out and about,
Mhm.
shopping, right?
Mhm.
So we tell people try and carry as little as possible with you, and don't carry a big purse with you. If you can carry a little hacksack, a little, even just a wallet with just your credit card that you need for shopping for the day, your driver's license, your health card, obviously if something happens, and very little cash. The least amount of things you have on you, the most likely someone won't be able to steal it, because we all know what happens if you get your wallet stolen. You have all that identification in there. It's very challenging to get all that back.
Yeah.
Right. Now, kids and even my wife, they got this hacksack that goes around across your chest. That's the big popularity thing now. So,
Oh yes.
so,
I've seen.
that's everybody's wearing that now, which is great because now it's not a person holding over your shoulder. Now it's actually across your chest, which is more challenging for someone to try and steal your stuff. But we also tell people to make sure that they don't carry their passports in their wallet or their purse or the social insurance card.
Number, yeah.
There's no purpose of having this in a card there unless you're going for a job interview or doing your taxes. So you don't have your SIN card with you, do you?
No, I do not. No.
Okay, so
That's safe.
And your passport.
No, I don't have that.
But you'd be surprised how many people still carry their passport and their SIN number in their
Yeah,
wallet.
I've seen people with their SIN number.
So-
I was like, you don't need that.
Yeah,
Put it
so-
with your driver. Yeah.
Like I said, bare minimum documentation when you carry with you, if you can. Now, with women who carry purses, we also advise if it's not that cross-strap hacksack that people are carrying, if you're carrying a purse, do not just put it over your shoulder. Try and put it across your chest, across your shoulder, because it's very hard for someone to try and rip it off you if it's across your chest. If it's hung over your shoulder like this, it's easy for someone to grab it, pull you down. You may get hurt. So just do a cross strap, which would be a great idea. The other thing is that when like my wife, like she carries this big purse, almost like a luggage every time she goes away. Like I don't understand what she carries in there, but like, I gotta tell her stop carrying that big purse.
It's girl things.
Apparently it is, and I got 3 of them in the house, 4 if you include the dog now. So, but I tell her, I said, just carry as little as possible, and then if you are gonna go out, make sure it's across your chest. And you learn this quickly, especially I don't know if you've ever traveled to Europe.
No.
Europe is well known for people stealing purses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first thing you'll learn is, first of all, don't carry a purse. If you can hide your money or hide your wallet, with a fanny pack or underneath your clothes, that's the best thing because it is infamous. The more crowded area you are in, the more likely something will happen in terms of someone stealing your purse.
Really?
Yeah. So just be very careful. Now, you can see this picture behind me. You see that?
Shopping cart. Yeah.
Yeah. How many times have you gone shopping and put your purse in the back of that shopping cart?
Okay. The only time I did this is when I was actually facing it, but when I turn around, I hold it again. Yeah.
But people still do it.
People will take it. Yeah.
People will do it. So you know what happens when people do this? They get their purse stolen, right? They get their purse stolen because there are people out there purposely going to these grocery stores looking for victims, to the point where it was so bad that we, in crime prevention, we were going out to grocery stores throughout the region of Peel and educating people about this phenomena. Right? 'Cause that's what it
Going to
was.
grocery stores. Wow.
So we will go to the grocery stores, have little cards, education cards, and anytime we see a person with a purse in a shopping cart, we would give them the card and say, listen, you could potentially be a victim here. But not only did we do that, we actually stole purses.
Oh.
In full uniform,
That
as I am
proved more
dressed
of a
today.
point. Yeah.
As soon as I would see someone with a purse in their shopping cart, as soon as they turned around, I'd walk up to the cart, take it out, and walk away, and see how long it would take them to notice that the purse was gone. Some of them instantly noticed it. There are people who just kept pushing the carts, not even knowing their purse was gone.
Oh my God.
That's how clueless people were. It came to a point where actually, as bad as this was, not only did I steal a purse, but I also stole a baby in a baby holder. She put the baby, most people put the baby in the holders in shopping carts.
Yeah.
She walked away. I had the baby holder and her purse in my hand at the same time. I just walked away with your baby and your purse, possibly your car, because you probably keys are in the car as well too.
Oh my goodness.
So that's how easy that
And what
was.
did she say?
She was bawling.
Still shot? Oh.
Yeah, she was crying. So it
Wasn't
happens.
thinking about it.
It happens, but that's why we're out there. We're out there educating people, and hey, look, that's me. That's me stealing a purse. So yeah. So some advice is like, if you're going shopping, obviously don't put your cart. Don't rely on that strap that is it's designed for kids in the shopping cart, because it's not designed for your purse, because they can easily be cut. Like I said, you don't have to bring a purse to a shop. Like I said, if you bring a little fanny pack, something like that, that's all you really need. If you are going to bring a purse, make sure if you're carrying it, make sure it's zipped up, because it doesn't take much for anybody to start picking out of it as well too. So it happens well too. So these are some of the advice that we're telling you when you go shopping. Just keep your eye out, because there are people, and especially this time of year, Christmas time is when it gets peak for theft like this happening. All right. So we're all comfortable with shopping now?
Yeah.
Your person? Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're
I'm
getting
not scared.
we're gonna get some street smarts, right? So some street safety, and a lot of it, like I said, like you said, the buddy system, right? And I'm gonna be talking about that in 2 seconds here, right? So some of the street advice we're gonna give people, and again, a lot of it's common sense, so we don't have to go far in terms of speaking about street safety, right? So number one is, when you're walking around, especially at nighttime, walk in a well-lit area. I understand some people have a routine when they come home from work. They go from a bus stop to home. Maybe they cut through a park because it's 3 minutes quicker, but that park may not have enough lights. It may have too many bushes. So you're cutting 3 minutes out of your time, but you're putting your life at risk for potential someone jumping out of the bush and robbing you, assaulting you, whatever it is. So if there's no lights in that path, take the right path and use the light way, right? Because it's easy. It's the best way to do it. Also, the buddy system. If you're one of those people that love to go on walks, especially in the evenings, use a buddy system. There's nothing better than a buddy system, right? It's someone's always there to protect you. Someone's there to get help for you if necessary, right? So someone's always there. When you go for walks, if you're a walker, if you like to walk on evenings, try and change your routine of your walk. Don't always walk A, B, C, D, E, back to A, right? Because if you use the same route every night, someone may pick up on your routine. So they'll do one or two things. They're going to follow you, know exactly where you're going to be, when you're going to be, especially if you do it every night at 7 o'clock at nighttime, and probably do something back to you. Or they know that you're not going to be home for an hour, because they know it takes you an hour to do this routine. So while you're out and about doing your walk, maybe they're at your house, break it into your house. So if you are the walker, change it up.
Change it up.
Change up evenings, change up times, change up routes, right? So when you walk assertively, walk like you own the road, right? Don't be timid, don't be scared, because you are the master of that road at that moment, right? So some people will go out and purchase a personal alarm system, personal siren, right? And it's maybe about the size of my palm. It's like almost like you put it with your keychain kind of thing. You carry that in your hand, and if someone's approaching you or someone's attacking you, you just pull the wire or the rope or whatever it's connected to, and it'll be a loud, piercing siren. And the point of that is to create attention. So someone says, "Hey, what's going on here?" Like, someone will actually look in your direction, right?
Hopefully the person will just run away as soon as they hear
At the same time too, exactly, because that's what you want. You want the attention to help you out. At the same time, you want that person to, holy crap, I'm in trouble, I'm out of here. Right? So that's a wise investment. I mean, you can buy those online, or some stores will have them, and they're very not inexpensive at all, right? So, here's a funny thing, and studies have shown this, that if you are in trouble and you yell help, you would think someone's going to help you. But you'd be surprised how many people do not help.
Are you supposed to yell fire?
You're supposed to yell fire.
Okay.
Because it's amazing how people will help you if there's a fire around. Help, everybody will avoid you like a plague. because they don't want to be part of anything. They don't want to go to court. They're already thinking of ahead, what's going to happen ahead, not at the moment,
Oh.
right? But if you yell fire, for some reason, people are attracted to that. And everybody will put their eyes on you. All of a sudden, you get the attention on you. So if you're being followed, if you feel uncomfortable, if someone's around you, if you get that, heebie-jeebie feeling, the red, the hair in the back of your neck going up, I would, I wouldn't. Some people say maybe turn around and confront the person. Say, hey, are you following me? Some people will do that. It all depends on how confident you are.
Yeah.
Right. If you're confident enough, you can challenge them. Maybe they might get startled. Maybe they get caught off guard. Because one thing about criminals is they hate eye contact. They do not like, the eyes are their worst enemies. Because now people know what they look like.
Oh, yeah.
There's a reason why there's a greeter at a Walmart entrance. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
Every greeter will greet you, hello, and make eye contact with
And
you.
look right. Oh, okay.
The purpose of that is that they want you to know that, hey, I know who you are. So if you can do something, I know who you are. But they don't know that.
Yeah.
So usually when we do education sessions for business retails, we tell them, any store, doesn't matter which store you have, a clothing store, a retail store, whatever, have someone at the front, eye contact and greeting. Have someone always engaging with people, because the more they're engaged, the less likely they're probably going to steal something, because they know that someone's always watching.
Yeah, more nervous. Yeah.
That's kind of studies have shown that, right? So, okay, so if you are walking down the street and someone does approach you, and someone's attacking you for your cell phone, for your headphones, for whatever object you have, pretty much now it's a robbery or a mugging, you call it, right? Do not fight back. Just give them what they want, because trust me, that cell phone is not worth your life, because you don't know what weapons they have. You don't know what state they're in, state of mind that they're in, that if they become confrontational, they're going to escalate the assault towards you. So just give them what you have, and then whatever you can do as possible is, for us, for our purposes as police officers, is get as much information as possible for us. What they look like, hair color, eye color, clothing, voice, whatever you can give us to identify the person, because once the police officer gets there, he'll take that information from you. He'll probably canvass the area for video surveillance and maybe get suspect information, so we can get out there and prevent this from happening again. So the best thing we tell people to do is, if you are a victim of a mugging or robbery, let it go, but for your sake, get all the information for us that we need so we can finish the investigation. And we also tell people, try not to walk around showing off your stuff, because if you walk around with an expensive tablet, headphones, new phone, and just walk around promoting what you have, you're pretty much advertising, says, hey, listen, please steal this. That's what you're doing, because that's what you're doing. You're promoting what you have. Like, it's funny, when I was growing up as a kid, young people were getting robbed for their running shoes, right? Because back then, the Michael Jordan running shoes were popular and very expensive. So kids were actually getting robbed for their shoes, right? Again, walking around the neighborhood with expensive shoes, you're going to become a victim. Again, there's an opportunity. You don't need to, I know you want to show off, but just, be mindful. So just be aware of, your surroundings. When you're walking around, I know people like to walk to put themselves in their own world, into their own zen kind of thing, walk around with headphones on or earbuds in their ears and forgetting about the world. The problem with that is that you put yourself at risk for many things. First of all, you put yourself at risk of someone approaching you from behind. You can't hear them. All of a sudden, they're attacking you, right? You put yourself at risk for someone trying to yell at you, say, hey, listen, watch out, there's trouble happening, and you're just in your own world, right? So I get people need to walk around with that, but if you are, at least put at low levels, or just maybe one earbud in the ear, so you can still be aware of your surroundings, because you got to know what's going on around you as well, too.
Yeah, I see people texting on their phone and walking. They're just going to walk right into objects.
We call those we call them zombies.
Zombies? Oh, yeah.
They are, right?
Glued to the phone, yeah.
They've actually created in the UK. They put actually padding around poles because people were banging themselves in poles because they're so focused on their phone, banging
So
on their
sad.
yeah. So things we have to help other people out with, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
awareness.
So we're all comfortable with street safety. A lot of it's common sense, right?
Yeah, be aware of your surroundings.
This is just to remind people, just refresh.
Exactly.
And I don't know if many people do online buy and sell, like using either Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji or something like that, where you have an item for sale, I want to buy it. How do we do this exchange safely?
Yeah.
Right? Have you ever done?
No, I have not.
Okay.
No.
Well, a lot of people do it, and so a lot of people get robbed from it, unfortunately, because they meet complete strangers. I bring cash, you bring your item, we meet somewhere where you think it's safe, all of a sudden the guy pulls a gun on you, or the guy jumps you and takes your money and your product, and you go home with nothing.
And the guy has other people there too.
Or there's other people there. There's a lot of bad scenarios happen. So the one thing that Pure Region Police has created is we created a buy and sell exchange zone. It's 2 parking spots available at all our divisions, including the airport division, where you can actually tell the person, listen, let's do the exchange at the Peel Police buy and sell exchange zone.
Really? Wow.
There you go. Right behind us.
Oh my goodness.
Right there, right? The purpose of this is that both people feel comfortable with this situation. So me as a seller, I feel comfortable that I'm going to meet you buying this product, and you're not going to rob me of my product and walk away, or I'm not going to rob you of your money and walk away. Every police station has 2 spots that are well lit, cameras, and obviously police officers in the area. This is where you can start filtering out the bad people in your conversations.
Yeah, if they say they don't want to meet there,
Yeah,
why?
exactly. This is example of an exchange here behind us of a text exchange. It's pretty much it started off as it started off as where do you want to meet, and then let's be at the police station. I'm not interested in your product anymore. So what's gonna happen there? Were you gonna rob me? Were you gonna do something? So again, if you are gonna do any exchanges, buy and sell, please utilize they're free. Obviously, they're available at all our stations. And it's again filtering out all the bad people when you do the exchanges.
That's amazing. I know people do it on Facebook Marketplace, but I don't know if they know about this.
Yeah.
So that's actually really cool.
So just take advantage of it. So we've been having a lot of issues, not just in Peel region, but within the GTHA, I would say, right? Because we're including Niagara Falls there and all that, carjackings. You've seen in the news, people are getting their car stolen as they're stopped at a light, right? So we're telling a lot of people there's not much you can do in a situation like that, except for if someone's trying to steal your car, just give it to them, just like anything else. Your car is not worth your life, because people have died or been not died, but seriously assaulted over a property. And the risk of you dying is high because these guys who are stealing your car, they're not there to play games with you. They're there to commit the crime. So basically what we're telling people is just be aware of your surroundings. If you're driving around, most new cars automatically lock as soon as you put your car into drive. But if your car doesn't have the option, lock your car doors. I get it, sometimes in the summertime it's nice you want to drive with your window rolled down, but again, you put yourself more at risk of someone trying to get into your car with the windows rolled down. So don't drive with your windows rolled down. Know your surroundings is the most important. If you see someone following you, if you see someone getting into the car, trying to come up to you, try and escape. Try and find an escape route. Honk your horn as loud as you can. Try and create attention. But again, if someone's stealing your car and someone's putting a gun to your face, there you go. Here are my keys. Enjoy my car. Right? We've had situations where people have like kids in the back seat. Like all of a sudden they're stealing a car with a kid in the back seat, right? So again, things happen, but it's something that we cannot stop from happening because it's just, we have officers out there doing investigations, doing follow-ups, but the problem is that we can't keep up with all this happening. So,
especially if there's opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard if you were driving and someone was following you, to not go home. Is that a good piece of advice?
Yeah, because now they know where you live.
Yeah.
So now maybe make an alternate, maybe stop at a police station.
Yeah, there you go.
Fire station, maybe something like that. So, another topic we talk about, especially with seniors, is called distraction theft. And it's a simple task. What they do is there's I guess, a simulated family, I would call it. So it'd be a mother, a small child. They would see a senior walking on the street. Seniors, for some reason, still love to wear jewelry, and they like to, it comes out of their shirt, and you can see it. Nice gold necklaces or bracelets or rings. If they see a senior wearing a jewelry, they will pull up to this senior, a lady and a child, and will ask for directions to a local hospital. The senior being the way she is, oh, it's down the street, it's around the corner. They're going to be grateful for helping. What they'll do is they'll pull out a fake gold necklace and they'll put it around the senior's neck. Right? And the senior says, "Oh no, I don't want it. I don't want it." So as they go take it back, instead of taking back the fake necklace, they take back the real necklace, and they're gone. By the time the senior realizes that their necklace, the real one's gone, then it's too late.
Wow.
So I understand that seniors want to help people. We all want to help people, give directions, right? We all have personal space. Tell people stay out of your personal space. I'm glad to help you. If someone comes near you to thank you, it's okay. I don't need anything, no gifts, no nothing, because people will try and attempt to put something on you to take something off of you. So I always say, keep your personal space at least arm length away from you. Help people, absolutely, if you want, but do not accept any gifts from them. And that's how the distraction that's happening with seniors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we tell people, just be aware. Again, the key word here is be aware of your surroundings. Anybody who's around you. If you're at an ATM machine and as a senior and you're not struggling but having a difficult time pushing numbers and all that, if someone comes up to you ask to help you, just say no.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I'll deal with it myself, because
you don't want to give them your PIN number.
because their PIN number is now
yeah.
exposed, or maybe you withdrawn $100 and they're going to take the $100 from you and take off on you. Right?
Yeah.
So again, that personal space. If anybody gets too close, you don't have to complete a transaction. Just pull your card out and walk away. And so that's how you avoid people coming into your personal space. So next is going to be some additional safety tips. We're going to talk about bank machines. Like I said, cover your PIN number. Always be aware of your surroundings. If you can go to a bank machine during the daytime hours, it's great. If you have to go after hours or in the evenings, bring a buddy. If you have a car, go to the drive-through. That's easy as that, because it's very hard for someone to rob you. You'll find a lot of these bank machines that are inside the bank. Unfortunately, now it's getting cold. A lot of homeless people will end up in that vestibule area.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So just be wary of those people that are in there, because they're not generally there to create harm. But again, they're also, they're down on their luck. So if they see the opportunity that there's money there, they're going to take advantage of it. So just be aware of your surroundings in a bank machine. In an elevator scenario, again, it's a weird, awkward box.
Yeah.
Right? You're in an elevator with strangers. You don't know where they're going. If you feel uncomfortable in an elevator with somebody, all you have to do is just get off. Push the next button, get off. It's as simple as that, right? You don't have to continue to your destination. If you're waiting for an elevator, don't wait in front of the doors. Offset, because you don't know what's going to come out when that door opens, right? So these are some just general rules about elevators. Then we have, I think, is parking lot. When you park your car, if you're still driving or you're driving a car, always remember where you parked your car. Obviously, try and park in a well-lit area, especially if you're going somewhere where it's daylight now, but you're leaving in the evening or when it's dark. You want to make sure you go to your car where it's lit up still, right? We always tell people to park their car backwards in, so that if something were to happen, you can easily get out at the moment instead of reversing to get out in a situation. So always back up your car into a parking spot. And that's what we do as police officers all the time. Obviously, we don't want hitchhiking. Is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Right? Rather as a hitchhiker or to pick up hitchhikers. We've all seen scary movies about these hitchhiking scenarios, right? So just avoid the hitchhiker.
Don't pick up strangers.
And again, people are nice.
And they'll play on that.
People are kind and they want to help people. But again, who are you picking up? Or who's picking you up? Right? So it works either way. So just if you don't have to hitchhike, don't hitchhike. Bottom line, what I'm saying. So, um,
Don't hitchhike.
so that's all about vehicle safety here. Again, when you enter your car, look around your car, your surroundings. Make sure, like, before you leave your parking spot, make sure there's nothing blocking your parking spot, nothing's obstructing your tires, or your tires are not flat. You know what? Check your back seats.
Yes, good one.
Check your back seats. I know it sounds silly, and we've seen, again, too many movies about people in back seats, but you know what? Check your back seats.
Check your back seats.
Doesn't take much to look back there, right? So
In case they broke in and they're
Yep.
sitting there waiting,
and
you
there's-
never
yeah,
know.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, if your car breaks down, make sure you have your own tow company that can come there. There'll be other tow companies that probably come and help you. It's up to you now if you want to use them or as not. But if you have like CAA or something similar to that, utilize that feature, or call someone. Like, I know people are going to come. Some people have come to stop and help. And again, thanks for your help, but I got someone coming. Because again, you don't know who you're dealing with. This is the world that we become now. We can't trust anybody anymore, unfortunately,
Exactly.
right? So
And as a senior, maybe even if you call A or whatever, call someone from your family and tell them,
Yep.
hey, I'm just stuck here. I'm getting a ride from this, and just let them know.
let them know your status, exactly. Yeah. Then we're gonna deal with, I think it's vacationing. Yeah, travel safety. So simple tips for travel safety is basically plan ahead. The destination you're going, make sure that there's no travel advisories when you go. Make sure all your documents are up to date. Make sure if you lose your passport, obviously get it replaced as soon as possible. Passport's like gold. It's like a very important document for you, right? Anywhere you go in the world, right? So keep an eye on your passport. Our next topic is on your home, preparing your home for vacation. So if you are going to go on vacation and you plan to leave your house, unoccupied, give it the live-in look. Put lights on timers. Make sure that you have neighbors looking after your house. If it's wintertime, have your neighbors shovel the snow in your driveways. Maybe park their car in your driveway, because again, you want to have your house look as if you're there. Because if snow starts piling up, newspapers start piling up on your front porch, grass starts growing because you've been away for so long, that's giving the impression that you're not home. If you're not home, I'm gonna come to your door, knock on your door, no one's gonna answer your door, and the game plays, right?
Yeah.
I break in. So that's what it says. So the best thing you can do is before you leave, plan ahead and get someone to come to your house and set up your house with all the lights, with motion lights, lights on timers. These are things that you can prepare yourself with when you go on vacation. When you're at the airport, again, be aware of your luggages.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Falling asleep at the airport
Yeah.
and stuff.
Especially, people will take advantage of that, right? Because people are always tired and all that. But one thing I always tell people is that the tags that they put in their luggages. Some people put way too much information on those tags. Name, address, phone number, date of birth, social insurance number, credit card numbers. Like, they put too much information there. Well, it doesn't take much for me as a bad person who's standing behind you in line, look down at your luggage, see all your information. I know that you're going on vacation. Call my buddy who's a thief. Say, hey, listen, go to 123 Main Street because I think they're on vacation, and it's a good opportunity for you to go break into the house. Right? Because you've given me all your information.
Yeah.
So the only thing I put on my luggage tag is my email address. That's it.
That's smart. I was wondering, what would you put then in case it
Because
got
your
lost?
email address, you can
This
reach
is
it for
everything.
anywhere in the world. If you have Wi-Fi and you can get your email address, your email accounts, you can reach from anywhere. So you lose your luggage, that person's going to email you, say, hey, listen, you lost your luggage. We have your luggage. And you respond by email. That's all the information you need on the luggage tag.
Wow.
Simple.
Smart. Not even your name. Just
Not even your name.
Just your email.
Just
Yeah.
your email address.
Wow.
That's it, because now too much information, right?
Too much information.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Wow.
We've provided you with a lot of information here today. Like I said, behind me is the non-emergency number here. The 453-3311 is the non-emergency, and obviously 911 is the emergency number that we have. And my office is crime prevention, so our extension is 4021. So if anybody wants to reach us and talk to us, get some more information, by all means. I know how much time we have left is
Oh, it's
minimal.
okay. No, this is good information.
So, I was just going to touch up on a little bit of other issues that seniors are going through nowadays is frauds and scams.
Okay, yeah.
And then just going to briefly talk about some of the hot topics that seniors are dealing with in terms of being scammed, because seniors are most vulnerable, and they're the ones that are taking most advantage of with all these scams. And I'm sure that when we talk about identity theft, we encourage people to be, protective of of anything that they have that has their identity on it. So, like I said before, don't carry too much in your wallet or your purse with your identity, because if that gets lost, stolen, someone can be you if they steal your identity. So, bare minimum carry stuff like that. If you're online, make sure that you're not responding to emails that you don't recognize. You may get they call them phishing emails, where they send you emails that look legitimate, that look like emails that come from a business that you recognize, like a Bell or Rogers, but they're asking you that, we need to update your account, or we're sending you a refund. Please click the link below.
Click the link below,
and then we'll send you to your right to your bank account. We'll direct deposit. Well, these fraudsters, they play on people's emotions. So people, are desperate for money. They say, "Hey, I'm getting money back." Yeah, sure. So they click. You provide the bank information. So instead of money being deposited, now it's being withdrawn from your account. So what we would tell people is, like, if you don't recognize an email, the key word here is confirm everything that you deal with. So if you get an email from, let's say, Bell, they're going to send you a refund. Before you click anything, maybe call Bell.
Call Bell, yeah.
Or reach out to them, online, and say, "Listen, I got this email saying that you're refunding me money. Is this true or not?" This is where the answer will come out.
And in the email, do they even have like the real logo in that on
They
there?
have everything. It looks
So
legitimate.
it looks legitimate.
It looks legitimate.
Except what they're asking you.
Yeah.
It's like, why is my bank emailing me?
When you start getting questions asked to you, like, that are out of the ordinary from any company, that's when you have to question yourself and confirm everything that you got to do, right? So watch out for phishing emails. We all know about the phone calls. We get hundreds of those a day.
Oh yeah.
Right. Everyone gets those phone calls. First of all, you don't recognize the number, or it comes up as a number that looks like it's local. And you pick it up, and there's a little bit of pause because you said hello 2 or 3 times. And all of a sudden, the person on the other says hello, or you get a recording saying, your RBC account has been compromised. Wait on the line, and an officer will speak to you. Or you'll get, we're from the CRA. You haven't paid your taxes. So please, an officer will speak to you, and all of a sudden, some guy will come on and says, "Hello, what's your name?" Right?
What's your name?
Well, you called me, so you should know my name. But okay, so as soon as that question's asked, like, obviously it's a fake, right? If they're asking you who you are, so they'll start threatening you. They're saying, you need to pay your taxes. You know what? You're gonna go to jail. We're gonna come arrest you. But if you go to a local store and buy Apple iTunes cards, or cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, or something that's not normal, it's not normal, right? I generally tell people that, listen, if you get any of those phone calls, I guarantee you my life, they're fake. They're 100% fake. You don't have to reply to it. You can hang up. Don't acknowledge. You don't have to play their game, because we all know that if the government wants your money, they're going to send you a letter in the mail. Say, listen, you better call us because you owe us money, right? It's usually that brown envelope with a little black Canadian flag on the corner. Everybody knows what the CRA envelope looks like. So just be open-minded to that part. So any phone call, just ignore it, right? A big trend that's happening now, it's the grandparent scam. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Yes.
And it's when a fraudster will call a house, and they're good at picking up voices, right? They know what a senior sounds like. They know what a child sounds like, or a newcomer to Canada sounds like. So what they do is they'll pick up on a senior's voice, and they'll come up with a story, say, "Hey, it's me, your favorite grandson," and the senior, not knowing how to properly reply, they say, "Oh, is it Billy?" "Yeah, it's Billy," right? So now the grandparent has given away the name. So now he plays off that name. "Oh, you don't sound good. What's wrong?" "Oh, I've been in a car accident. My nose is broken, and my car's been towed away, so I need money for my car to get out of the pound. Can you please send money because I don't want to call mom and dad because I'll be in trouble. And grandparents being grandparents, they want to protect their grandchildren, and they'll do anything. So they'll tell them, go to the bank, then meet over here, and they give them the money and all that. So pretty much they're playing on the emotions of the grandparents, using their grandchildren as an excuse. So I always tell anybody that gets one of those phone calls, before you act, confirm. Call your grandson, call your son or your daughter, or anybody to confirm that this has really happened. Because again, they are playing on the emotions of the grandparents, right?
Yeah.
So what we're doing now is that we are actually putting posters up at banks, giving a warning to seniors about this grandparent scam. Because realistically, seniors are probably the only ones last left in this world that are using banks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
not online.
yeah, because everybody's done online. So they're the ones who are going to go to the bank and withdraw $5,000
Yeah.
for this grandparent scam. So if we have these signs up, it's right in front of them, tells you, have you been contacted? Did someone say this? So now they're aware that it might be a scam. So that's how we're trying to protect our seniors.
Yeah, actually, last week someone was here. They knew someone that dealt with the grandparent scam. It was someone saying that their grandchild was getting arrested.
Yeah.
And then they said that there were 2 guns in the back seat. So the grandparent was like, they just wanted, I guess they were just really scared,
Yeah.
right? It happened so quick. So they went to 2 different banks. They didn't even ask them, why are you withdrawing this much money? And
Yeah.
then
And that's what we also have to, we're also educating bank staff as well too.
to ask them.
Yeah. So we're it's, again, we're being proactive, trying to help the seniors out with that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so those are some of the scams that are happening to seniors that we're trying to educate them. We try to go to community events. We try to go to community centers or seniors' homes and educate the seniors. I mean, I have a presentation on fraud and scams alone. That's probably an hour long of explaining everything that's happening out there. And I wish I had the time, but
Everything online and on the phone.
yeah,
and,
but just be alert, just be aware of who's talking to you and if it's too good to be true, in theory, unless it's me, right? I mean, that's.
Then it's okay.
But yeah.
But anything else out of the ordinary?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
But
good to ask someone else if you're
It's
unsure.
it's always confirm. That's my famous words for this.
nice.
Confirm with everything. So I hope that this has helped out with today's session in terms of awareness.
For sure. Actually, we might have comments online. Let me just check. There was a lot of good information. Ooh. Why some people don't close their doors? Oh, why some people don't close their doors? I am from Spain, and here in Canada, I saw people doing that. So, what could be the reason? Why don't people close their doors?
Exactly. Why don't people close the doors?
It's common sense. I don't know why they're
Why
not.
would you leave your wallet on the table open with money out? That's the same thing, right? You don't. People need to close their doors because I guess it's complacent, right? It's people maybe have done it so many times that they're so used to it. Lazy.
Lazy. Yeah.
Lazy. I mean, how many people have alarm systems in their house and don't even use it? Right? It's just plain lazy because I don't want to unset it, program, unprogram, all that. So I guess the reason why people don't lock their doors is because they're lazy.
Yeah.
That'd be the simple answer for them.
Good. Yeah, they'll just be back in a sec, right?
Yeah.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Oh, some people really like the crime mapping. I really like that too. I really like
Good.
checking
I'm
out
glad.
things. So you can check out for your
utilize
own
it.
fun.
Yeah.
And I think someone says that I think some people feel like they are being rude to tell someone to stay back, but it is so important to keep personal space.
Absolutely.
And that's very true.
And trust me,
know?
I have a bigger personal space than the general public because of my position and my roles and who I am, right? So my space is beyond my arm's length, right? So I'm not a big fan of anybody behind me. If I go to a restaurant or sit down somewhere, I always have my back to a wall. So that's just, and if you ask most police officers, that's where we are. So a few things that we do is we put our backs to the wall and we're people watchers. We're just always observing people's actions. And that's just the way we are like that, just because that's our nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a habit when I walk down the street, if I'm alone, I want to be aware of my surroundings. And if someone's standing at a bus stop or something, when I walk past them, I'll walk like 10 steps and then I'll just casually, to see if anyone's moving up. So it's just good.
Yeah, it's
I like keeping the back against the wall.
Yeah, because everything's in front of you then.
Yeah, exactly. You can see everything.
Good.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming
Well,
out.
I'm glad to be here.
Constable Vito Patano, thank
Yes.
you so much.
Glad to be here, and thanks for having me.
Thank you. So yeah, this is our last workshop for this year. But join us again next year. We'll be back in January, starting on the Monday the 16th. Mondays and Tuesdays we'll be here at 11 a.m. So thank you again for joining us, and stay safe and have a great Tuesday.